Next Goal Wins. A new Taika Waititi movie comes out relatively soon. I got to see it a little bit early, and I was surprised by it. You know, Taika continues to push the silly in a story, and for this particular movie, I thought in if you break a movie up into three parts of the first act or whatever, I thought the silliness was sort of pulling me out of it. I wasn't connecting with the characters. It was just more like, oh, this is just a silly romp for people, and they're not necessarily all that funny at being silly. So I was like, Taika is slipping. And then in the second act, I started to warm to the feeling of it. I started to go with it, and by the third act, I'm like moved. Like I was moved by certain characters and what they'd gone through, and so it was hard for me because at first I'm like, oh man, this is a bomb, and then it sort of sucked me in. And so I'll say that I think I'll give it like a 70 out of 100. And I think if you saw the trailer, you wanted to see it, and you know that it's going to be silly, I think there's a really cool story to be told here, and I love that it was based on a true story. And the major thing for me was this theme of having like representation, like this story from these people, and then there's a character in there who you think is just invented, but it's not. It's based on a true story. So anyway, all that being said, 70 out of 100. Peace and love. You saw the trailer, wanted to see it, go see it. Peace.
Next Goal Wins, starring Michael Fassbender. Fun, enjoyable, lovely story. I was touched and moved, and I love the silliness. Ian didn't like it so much. I love the silly. Love the comedy, love the lightness of the touch. It's it's kind of by the numbers sports story, but they just, with such a unique, particular to American Samoa, that I really felt the culture of the country coming through in this movie, like really captured it. There's definitely a tweeness to it. Don't get me wrong, but I loved this movie very much so. Fassbender's great in it. It's got a great cast, mostly people I don't know because they're mostly Samoan actors, and little cameo by Taika, little cameo by Luke Hemsworth, but barely in it.
Yeah, I gotta say, there was some laugh out loud moments for me, and I love the representation. You know, there's a trans character in it, and you think, oh, this is fully invented for this, and it was like, and then it turned out that it was a real person.
I did not think they had the balls to invent something like that. I assumed that was a real person because I was like, there's no way they'd do that. But I loved how inclusive American Samoa, very religious, conservative seeming, 20 miles an hour everywhere. Like, they got a special term for trans folks there, and it's like, yeah, that's part of our culture. And she won't like it it's such a beautiful, beautiful story.
Right, and then how it ties to his character, and then also...
Dude, I did not see where it was going.
Right, and then it caught up, and I was like, I got moved.
And my brain, I did too.
And then the other thing is the singing. All the singing, and their like prayers and all that.
The singing,
so
the prayers.
Such great representation of the culture and everything like that.
It's American Samoa. I would give it an 80. 80 out of 100. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful movie. I loved it. You should go see it.
Anything for you? Nothing at all?